WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
How about that view that we've got? Pretty nice there in the Charleston area on our Flooring America WeatherEye first mid-bank camera. Blue skies peeking through. We've got some sunshine. I know others not so lucky. You've got kind of cloud cover here that is right near Charleston and really picks up to the north. Champaign, quite a bit of cloud cover. Danville up around Ford and Iroquois County as well. But at least it is warm. Look what the sunshine is doing, though. Down in Effingham, 66 compared to the cloudy 57 in Springfield. We're catching a little sunshine here in Champaign now, looking pretty good. Nice night, but tomorrow it gets wet again. More about rain and storms in the forecast when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
It turns harmful pollution into less harmful emissions, where catalytic converters are being ripped off of cars. Plus, thousands marched to let everyone know Black Lives Matter. Can a street sign do the same?
And also tonight, he rolled up his sleeve to get the shot, what the governor said after getting his vaccination.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
It doesn't take very long. If they can get under the car and it's accessible, they can have it off of there in just a few minutes, really.
That's how quickly thieves are stealing car parts. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. People in at least 3 different central Illinois counties have had catalytic converters stolen off their cars. WCIA 3's Abigail Match live in our newsroom. And Abigail, these parts can be worth a lot of money.
Jennifer, I spoke with several auto body shops today. They told me the converters range in price from $20 to $2,000. They say it really depends on the kind of metal, and platinum is worth the most. The Mount Zion police chief says they've had 4 converters stolen in just the past 3 weeks. It's been happening overnight to cars that are parked on the street or in dimly lit parking lots. One happened at an apartment complex. Police say if yours is stolen, you'll know it.
If you go out to your car and you start it up and it's very loud, if the catalytic converter's been stolen, it'll be almost like the sound of a race car. It would be, you'd know immediately.
The converters can be stolen in just a few minutes, so police are asking neighbors to check their security cameras. These incidents have been happening in several other communities as well. We'll tell you more about it tonight at 6. In the newsroom, Abigail Match, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Abigail, thank you so much. One of those areas, U of I, police there say there have been 5 stolen converters in the last 6 weeks. One happened this past weekend. A converter was taken off of a university truck. It was worth about $2,000. 2 men are being charged with delivering meth after a drug bust in Taylorville. They're Joshua DeClerc and Nathan Dominowski. Neighbors near Rich and Power Streets reported suspicious traffic. Police got a warrant for a home. They found several grams of meth and guns from the search. Also, Dominowski had a stolen weapon.
Here's a follow-up now. A new street sign is up in Champaign. City Council previously voted unanimously to change a street's name downtown to become Black Lives Matter Street. Now that honorary sign sits right outside the city building for anyone to see as they pass. Some people in town say the gesture was in good faith, but believe the city still needs to take more action to make this sign more than a symbol.
Of course, has to work on what it's going to act, how it's going to do the things that it needs to do. It obviously can't be an empty gesture, but I'm interested to know what they're planning on doing going beyond just putting up a sign.
While discussing changing the street sign, council members also stressed the need to be more active when dealing with racial issues in the community. Illinois may soon make permanent some of the changes made in last year's election. The pandemic prompted those changes to make it easier to cast a ballot. Some of them worked well enough for lawmakers to want to keep them. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey's live in the Capitol Newsroom. Cole, they're really fast-tracking this measure. What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. It passed out of committee earlier today, and the Senate is expected to vote on it as early as tomorrow. They're trying to get it on the governor's desk so he can sign it, and the changes can be made before the upcoming consolidated elections in April. Now, this bill would do 3 things. It would make those mail-in ballot drop-off boxes permanent, allow for people with disabilities to cast their ballots curbside, something else that happened in November, and would require that a ballot still be sent even if it doesn't have the proper postage. These are the changes from last elections that Republican and Democrat county clerks both agree need to stay.
I'm encouraged again that they're being thoughtful to what actually worked and worked well, and they gave us our greatest bang for our buck as taxpayers.
There are some changes from the 2020 election that did not make the cut. The state will not be sending out applications for mail-in ballots to every registered voter like they did last summer. Sangamon County Clerk Don Gray told me that the results from that effort did not really justify the price tag that came with it. Paul?
All right, cool. Thanks for that update.
Governor Pritzker rolled up his sleeve and got a shot in the arm today. A nurse at the state fairgrounds gave Pritzker Johnson & Johnson's single-shot dose of the vaccine. Once 70% of the state's senior population gets at least one dose, Illinois will enter a 4-week bridge phase to fully reopen. 66% are right now. The governor encouraged everyone to schedule their shot as soon as they're eligible.
I'm deeply, deeply grateful that so many of our residents have embraced this life-saving protection. But I also want Illinoisans to know, especially those who may not yet feel confident enough to get vaccinated, that I'm not asking you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
Pritzker says we are still not close enough to herd immunity to drop the mask mandate. Indiana has dropped it, but cities or businesses can still require you to wear one inside. More than 5 million people have now been vaccinated in Illinois. Yesterday, there were around 107,000. The state's seven-day rolling average is now at about 98,000. There are almost 2,800 new cases statewide. 20 more people have died. The state's positivity rate has increased to 3.1%.
Here's some new information. For the second straight year, the U of I suspended its study abroad program, this time through the fall 2021 semester. School pointed to vaccination efforts here and abroad, travel requirement, and host nation precautions. The university says there are no waivers or exceptions, and the suspension covers all outbound academic year and semester programs starting before December 31st. This should sound familiar. Businesses across central Illinois are struggling to fill open positions. Restaurant owners say they're understaffed and working long hours. Several blame this on the government's financial help after unemployment benefits were extended. Manpower Employment Agency says it has lots of vacant jobs, but no one to fill them.
Unemployment is a great resource for all of us. I don't want to knock it. I don't want to suggest that we have inadvertently incentivized people to stay home. But I can tell you that businesses across the country are struggling to get people back to work.
Pandemic unemployment assistance runs through September 4th. The additional $300 per week from Congress was extended through this time as well.
It's a place to walk, play, even cool down with a shower. Not for you, for your dog, where the newest dog park officially opened today.
Plus this.
They get well fed and comfortable enough to feel good about, being caught.
Spring trout fishing season opens soon. Which lake is about to be restocked and ready to go?